Hi everybody, this is East Coast Pete. Today we're going to talk about Richard Hell. And if you see some other artists on the stage other than Richard Hell and the Voidoids, it just happens. I'll keep looking for Richard Hell for you, like I do. Don't worry. I'm wearing my punk jacket today, so I'm kind of in the mood. Anywho, he was born Richard Lester Myers. He was born in 1949, singer, bassist, and innovator of punk. Richard Hell is credited with the Sex Pistols look, with torn clothes and safety pins. Malcolm McLaren affirms this, but John Lydon denies it. Richard played in several bands including the Neon Boys, Television, the Heartbreakers, and his own Richard Hell and the Voidoids. The Voidoids' 1977 album Blank Generation was important to the spreading of the punk movement, with the Ramones in New York City, the Sex Pistols and the Clash in London, X and the Germs in LA, and DOA in Canada. Hell grew up in Lexington, Kentucky. His parents were intellectuals. His dad was a psychologist. His mom was a professor. His father died when Richard was 7, undoubtedly feeding an alienation from mainstream commonalities. Richard attended the Sanford School in Delaware, where he met Tom Verlaine. They disappeared from school and surfaced when arrested in Alabama for arson and vandalism. You kids. Hell did not graduate from high school. He moved to New York City to become a poet. He published in Rolling Stone magazine under a pseudonym, Teresa Stern. Anonymity. To be free to say what you want to without repercussions. Sounds like Facebook to me. In 1972, Hell and Verlaine formed the Neon Boys, who would become Television. They played at CBGB's, kicking off the first wave of punk bands inspiring Patti Smith. Television and the Ramones are seen as the origin of punk. However, Patti Smith neither supports nor denies this. It was all just art. Thanks, Patti. Yeah, I know. And I'm not sure if the Ramones were ever truly a punk band. They're more like a liaison. Hell left Television the same week that Jerry Nolan and Johnny Thunders quit the New York Dolls in '75. The three of them formed the Heartbreakers, not Tom Petty's band. Demos were released as well as the live album, What Goes Around, in '91. Back in '76, Hell left the Heartbreakers to form the Voidoids with Rob Quine, Ivan Julian, and Mark Bell. Best known songs were Blank Generation, Love Comes in Spurts, The Kid with the Replaceable Head, and Time. An animated video was created for The Kid with the Replaceable Head, Hell's only video. The medium was too new to be trusted, and to make a video with flash needs cash. Punk was never a cash cow. Hell's only other album release was with the Dim Stars with members of Sonic Youth, released in 1993. Hell also co-wrote Nevermind for the Heads, a 1996 collaboration of Hell and the three former members of the Talking Heads. David Byrne was not involved. David Byrne refused to let The Frans used the name Talking Heads, ergo the Heads. Hell is now a successful writer. His poetry appears in I Was a Spiral on the Floor and Across the Years, Artifact Notebooks from Hell, a collection of punk-era journals, Go Now, Hell's first novel, an autobiography not related to the early moody blues song of the same name. I believe that might be... Yeah, that's the Ramones. I'm just gonna let it roll. Second novel, Godlike, was published in 2005 as part of a series titled Little House on the Bowery. In retrospect, the Voidoids are too musical and rock to be true punk, seems to me. Hell was in Desperately Seeking Susan with Madonna as her murdered boyfriend. In it, Hell does look punk, proto-punk. So did Madonna. Other films include Final Reward in 78, Blank Generation in 80, Smithereens in 82, Greek Maggot Bingo in 83, No Picnic in 97, What About Me in 93, Blind Light in 98. So, does Richard Hell get the credit or the blame? It's all just art. And e.c.Pete played at CBGB's. But it was in the 80s. It was all over with, basically. Everybody was just copying the early guys from 76, 77, and 78. That was it. That was punk. After that was other stuff. I'll see you soon. Thanks for being with me on Mid-Rock Crisis.